Hi everyone, welcome back to the Fitting Salon. Today I am taking you through a question. Radical yes, help me find my size. Okay, it's a question that we obviously get asked a lot, and it's something that needs a little bit of explanation because our shoes are made in really, really small quantities. So most of our styles we make by colour, like 120 pairs at the most, which means we don't make half sizes. Unfortunately, maybe one day, but right now we don't make half sizes. So the thing you have to keep in mind when you're buying our shoes is that they work in a kind of standard grade in full sizes, and probably anywhere between 30 and 40% of our customers are half sizes. So it's trying to come to terms with managing your expectations on how a shoe should fit. And obviously it's very personal how a shoe should fit, because some people like their shoes small on their feet. Some people like their shoes bigger on their feet. But I wanted to give you some advice that I have, gained over many years of selling shoes and talking to various people in the industry and also podiatrists and things like this. So that is that it is actually better for your feet, especially as we age, for your feet to have more space around them than it is for your feet to be crushed in a shoe. And the reason for that is that if you are crushing the bones of your feet, that's a sort of like if your toe knuckles are being crushed in your shoes, that's what can cause bunions and corns and your feet to become disfigured. And it's also not good for your balance. So my advice always, when people say, I can't decide on the size, is to size up. And that's why we sell these, because this is an inner sole, removable inner sole. They're available online. And this is the inner sole that comes with all our shoes, standard. But if you add another one of these in to most of our styles, it's going to increase the circumference of the shoe, and it effectively makes it a half size. So if you're between like a 38 and a 39, my advice always is like put the inner sole in and wear the bigger size, because it's better for your foot health. That's my advice. You don't have to do it. It's completely up to you. If you like the look of a smaller shoe on your foot, which a lot of women do, which I would say it's about embracing your size and coming to terms with it, that I think a bigger size is always better. It's my opinion and various other people's. So we sell these. What we're going to do today is talk you through the sizing and size grade on the Lunar Boots, because we've made a few gentle adjustments to the new production this year. It's obviously second year that we've made these shoes, but the first thing I'm going to do is take them out of the box so you can get a feeling for how they're going to look when you order them at home. So they're going to arrive in a very beautiful box. And, if you get this, it means that you selected waterproofing when you checked out, and it's a moon card, and it's going to remind you when you need to waterproof them again, which you should do on beautiful boots once a month. And then, of course, there's the care card. It gives you all of our ideas for how to best care for your shoes. So regular waterproofing and moisturizing, not wearing them every single day, day after day, rotation, as we talk about, giving the outsoles a break, and also refreshing the inner soles. So there's a little note there about exactly this thing I'm talking about, that our shoes have the removable inner sole, so you can change it. Okay. And then they come in these little sleeping bags. So these are really good. If you can't keep the box, you can keep a sleeping bag for your shoes in the cupboard, and this will protect your shoes from other shoes bashing into it, which protects the leather, which stops them getting worn in your cupboard, and it also can protect them from getting musty. So I understand if you can't keep the box because of space, but it's a good idea to keep sleeping bags for your shoes, and here they are. All right. So pretty magnificent. We have increased the thickness of the leather that we've used on this boot this year. So that has given them a more, sturdy structure than what we did last year, which we'll talk about in a minute. So that's the boots out of the box. Now let's see them being put on the foot. Okay, so I'm going to actually put these ones on because I want to show you a couple of things that we've changed about these shoes this time. The first thing I want to show you is I'm actually wearing my yellow boots, and I have been wearing these for quite some time because I got the sample. But what I want to show you is how much they've relaxed, right? Like you can see how much the leather relaxes especially around the ankle. And so you can see now I can put like a full thumb in there, right? So this is now fully relaxed. So let's put the black ones on. I'm going to show you a couple of things about what you're going to feel on the first few wears of these. And it's good even to see like the throat after they've been worn a few times. Like seriously, I've had this sample for quite some time. I've been wearing them for, let me be thinking, like at least 8 weeks. Now this is a brand new box fresh pair, right? So so you can see how much there wasn't a struggle, but like when you're putting them on, it's a push, right, through the arch. So if you've got a high arch, you might find the first few wears on these boots feels a bit firm. And you can see how much tighter on the first few wears their throat is before they've relaxed. But I have to show you, like, look, so putting my finger in, it's much firmer compared to the ones I've been wearing. So if you get them and they feel firm, that's kind of how they should feel because they are going to relax a lot, you know? So that's one thing to keep in mind, and you won't hurt the shoes. They will relax around you when you're putting them on. I say that all the time in the shop. You won't hurt the shoes. The shoes are sturdy. And the thing I want to talk about too is the grading. So last year we found that for some people, like I said, with a high arch, these shoes were a bit of a challenge for some people. So what we've done is we've opened the circumference up very, very slightly. So it's not even like 3 mil, but it's enough to just give you that roundness through here to make them still, like you can see, they're still really firm, but it just opens them up to make them easier to get on, because that's always a bit of a concern. I'm making this sound much more dramatic than it really is, but it's just to give you the idea. So like I said, something else we found last year with these boots, we made them in a very fine leather last year, and we realised that the silhouette lends itself to something that is a bit tougher, and people were literally wearing them motorcycling. And so we decided this year that we would increase the thickness of the leather, and we've used a more of a boot leather, like not a dress leather, a true boot leather. It doesn't mean that you can bash them up. You still need to take care of them, but it is a heavier handle leather than we used last year. But they do feel very magnificent. Oh, I know what I was going to say. There's a B-side coming up, which we're going to show you at the end. And you know how we've answered your question of the fit? Well, now I need you to answer a question for me on a colour that we haven't made and that we're thinking maybe we might. So you have to vote. So let's go to the studio to do that. Do you remember how when you used to buy records that sometimes the B-side was always better than the A-side? Well, sometimes when we make samples and we organise and assort the range, it turns out that maybe some of our B-sides, like the shoes that didn't make the first ground cut, maybe they're the better shoes. So we answered your question earlier, how do I find my size? And now I've got a question for you, and that is, should we make Lunar Boots in burgundy? So we have sampled it. The yellow is very close to selling out, which means that we will maybe put another colour in before the end of the season. So this would come in like maybe August. So tell us what you think. Maybe it'll be even sooner. Actually, probably not with the way the shipping is. But anyway, so that's the Lunar Boot B-side. There's also a bit of a North Star clutch B-side here that I'm just going to throw out there. Teal. And we know how much you all love the teal bag. So this is teal North Star that we haven't made yet. What do you think? Comments below. If you write it in the comments below, then I can read it and then I know what to do. Okay, maybe we'll do a vote. Maybe we can put some stories up and you can vote. Tell us what you think. Okay, anyway, stay radical. Bye.